Hanky. Don't lick my face. I don't like it. Oh, look, Hank, look. Oh, you're biting my hand now. You're biting my hand. You're biting Sammy's hand.
Aye.
Yeah.
Are you doing sorry?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
My name is Hank. My name is Hank. My name is Hank, and my name is Hank. Sam, get in the picture so people don't wonder where that random hand is coming from.
I can't.
There you go.
Because he can block me.
Here is Sam. Hank's eating his hands. Oh, Hank is crazy today. Hank. Hi, Blake. Super serious answer.
Take my hand away.
No, because sometimes if you click on it wrong, it clicks. Hi, Matty. Hank says hi. Hank's been a little nuts. Oh, trying to bite. Nope. Trying to bite because he wants to get down. Just a couple more minutes, Hank, and then I'll put you down. Whoop. Good morning, Maverick. Good morning, Eliza and Alexis. Oh, now I've got him contained real good. Good morning, Clara. Oh, Plesiosaurus. Write that down. No, look, he's going to try to eat my pencil. He loves a pencil. Good morning, Lila. Good morning, Dax. Oh, what kind of dog, Nick? I want to know. Good morning, Alexis. Oh, Hank. Oh,
it's 11 o'clock.
Good morning, Mary. I'm going to tell you in just a minute what we're doing. Okay, don't squish his head. Good morning, Joss. And happy birthday, Miss Tammy. Good morning, Juliet. And Hank's being real calm all of a sudden. But he's just being a Looney Tune. Good morning, Nolan. Good morning, Nanny.
I'll go back into turning.
You're welcome. This is so much fun for me, too. Got to mix a name to Norman. I like it. Maybe you can post a picture later. I'd love to see him.
Mommy.
No, don't touch anything.
Right down the corner.
Good morning, Mason. Good morning, Micah. Good morning, Nicholas and Sonia.
I don't know which one he is.
I haven't seen Charlie yet. All right. Mr. Chubbs is going to get put down.
No, not yet.
Yeah, he's got to get down because I can't draw Mr. Chubbs on my lap. Okay, Sam's going to take Mr. Chubbs. All right. Ooh, Mr. Chubbs.
Okay, sorry.
He is giving you a pug hug. Good morning, London. Good morning, Molly and Lucy. I'm going to pause this. I'm so glad, Maverick. Can't wait to see all my Lisbon friends. I'm wearing my Lisbon sweatshirt today. Can't wait to see you all in person, hopefully sooner than later. I did record my video for my page that you'll see in a couple weeks. So at least you'll get to see me that way. Snuggle Pumpkin, I like that. We have so many made up nicknames for him. We'll add Snuggle Pumpkin to the list.
Joey.
Sometimes he gets called Jim. Jackson just called him Joey. I don't know. He should be called Harry because I have hair all over me now.
No,
Okay.
his name is Edward.
Edward. Okay.
I
Edward.
don't know.
Okay, so we have 3 animals that we're working on today. And when I was drawing my finals, I did 2 of them on the background we created yesterday, and 1 of them on our original background. So you can do that as well. You decide how you want things laid out, or if you've done a completely different layout, it's totally up to you. This is just for fun, not for a grade. Just a way to express our creativity. I saw a great commercial yesterday, and maybe you've seen it too. I don't know if your families are watching as much TV as ours is. It seems like TV's always on, whether we're sitting in front of it or not. I saw a great commercial. It was by Apple, but it was talking about being creative and how creativity really helps us during these times when things are sort of unsure about one day to the next. So it's nice to have a creative outlet, both for students and parents and teachers like me, because I'm also a parent. I'm also a student. So I'm in grad school. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to start our first one. What I was going to do at first, based on request, was an anaconda. And an anaconda is essentially a very large snake. So then I did some research about snakes that are now extinct, that lived during the time of dinosaurs. What does Ziggy have?
I don't know.
Never mind. Hank is just chewing his ear. Okay. And then I realized I don't know that anacondas, because they're still living today, they're not considered extinct if they were around back then. Hi, Ben and Ellie. I did find a snake called the Titanoboa, I guess. So it's similar. It's a boa constrictor snake, just like the anaconda is. An anaconda is a water boa, but the Titanoboa is extinct, and it did live in the time that dinosaurs did. So I thought I would choose that one, while they're very similar as far as the way they look. So you can call it an anaconda if you want to. But I did my research on the Titanoboa, and it was very large, and it could get up to 42 feet long and up to 2,500 pounds. So it's a huge snake. And its name means Titanic boa. So it's very large, just like the Titanic. Very large snake. And there's actually a TV show, so maybe you can look this up if you're needing to do some more research today or want some more information. It was called Titanoboa, monster snake. And it was made in 2012. So you can look that up and maybe get some more information on the Titanoboa today. Maybe that could be a project for the day if you're looking to fill up some time. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our snake. And of course, a snake is just really a long reptile, right? So I'm going to draw it a certain way, just the way that I've practiced. But if you want to make it all coiled up, you can. If you want to make it super long and snake all around your beach, you can. If you want to make it half of it in the water, half of it out. So there's lots of really cool ways to do a snake. So just because we're doing it a certain way right now doesn't mean that's the way it has to look. In fact, the way I'm going to draw it now that I practiced, I actually did it totally different on my paper just because of the way I wanted it to fit in my environment. Okay. So we're going to start, oops, I have a pencil and I need my marker. Start with the head. And relative to the rest of its body, the head is actually pretty small. So it's just sort of like a little snake head that you would see with a little dot for an eye. And I gave it a little mouth. And maybe you don't want to be making it smile. I think it's a little bit mean. But you can make it smile. Why not? Sure, you can just draw a line and that'll count as a snake. All right, so then you're going to make the top curve of the snake. And like I said, you can kind of do whatever you want. You got to keep in mind we're going to come back and make that exact same line, and it's going to sort of be the bottom half of the snake. And then in order to make it not look like it's just sort of a flat snake, we're going to give it a little depth. And that's we're just going to make a line that sort of makes it look, gives it a 3D sort of shape. That line will come down here. I made it a little too big here. My marker slipped. So down here like this. So ignore this line right here. Kind of looks like he has a beard. So that's the first line. And then you're going to come on this side, make another line until it goes here. And then one last line on the bottom part. That gives it sort of a 3D effect. Well, a couple of example drawings I saw had different kind of markings. You could do some stripes or you could leave it blank. You know what I like? I like to do dots. So, or you could do some sort of markings that are not symmetrical. That's what I've kind of decided to do all of a sudden. Make some strange markings. And then have these markings all the way down. I wish I'd done this on my final. I like the way this looks. And then, of course, some markings that are on the underneath part. 3D part. I kind of like the irregular shape markings better than the ones that I did. So you get the idea. All right. So that is our Titanoboa or anaconda or giant snake. Of course, I didn't fill in all of my markings. I really like the way this looks compared to what I did, but that's okay. That's why it's always better to practice a little bit before you do your final. So let me just ask what we're doing. The first one was a giant boa snake. A couple that I researched, this was the Titanoboa. That's the one I researched that I know is extinct and lived during the time of dinosaurs. Somebody had asked for an anaconda, and it's unclear if, or to me, I didn't do a ton of research, but maybe somebody that knows, like Maverick, if anacondas lived back then or not. I know they still live today, so that's why I kind of went a different direction. Well, an insect, well, I guess you could show an insect being covered. Isn't it the sap that came from trees that covered the insects that allowed them to be sort of frozen or stuck in what they would amber? So we could do that. You could have because I did draw a tree on my first environment. You could make an insect on there and sort of like a drip of sap coming over it. That might be cool. All right, so our next one is back to a dinosaur. We didn't do any dinosaurs yesterday, so we're going to do one that I was always fascinated with, and that's the Stegosaurus. And Stegosaurus, the name in Greek means roof lizard, and I guess the reason it's roof is because its plates on its back kind of look like roof shingles. So it's a roof lizard, and they are herbivores, so they eat plants and grasses. And I did draw my Stegosaurus in the same area as my other herbivores, like my Brontosaurus and my Triceratops. So they're in that same area. Hi, Gabs. So that's where I drew mine. And they also hold their tails high in the air. I always thought the picture of Stegosaurus having the plates along the back and then the tail that just goes down. But the plates are on the back and then the tail swoops up. And then there's some spikes on their tail that they believe they use the spiked tail as a defense mechanism for predators. They could swing their tail with the spikes and knock down their predators. Hi, Charlie. Sam was just asking about you. He was on earlier with Hank. He was asking if he could see your name, I guess, because he can't see your face. Okay, so they have an array of plates on their back and then spikes on their tail. And this, like I said, the spiked tail goes up. It can be used to hit and hurt their predators. And they can get about 30 feet long from head to tail. And the kind of plant to eat was a cycad. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a seeded plant. And then moss. So those are what they prefer to eat in their environments. So we can go ahead and get this started. And like I've always said, you can draw things however you want. But I chose to color my Stegosaurus shades of pink. And the reason is because I think I've talked to you about color balance before. I felt like my paper needed some pink, some warm colors. I have a lot of cool colors going on. And I needed some warm colors on my paper. Okay, so with this Stegosaurus, we're going to start with a circle. And this circle is actually going to be their main body. So the bigger your circle, the bigger the body. And then we're going to add a tail. And like I said, the tail is going to go up in the air. I'm going to pull it off from the left side. And attach it to the body. Okay, and then we're going to add the head, and because the tail's up, the head's sort of down over here. So it comes off the circle as well. And it has like a bump, and a snout, and sort of a jaw bump, and then goes back. So I'll hold it here for a second so everybody can get caught up. Shh, Peanut Gallery. Shh. That's Sam and Jackson. All right, so now we're going to add front legs, meaning the legs that we see. So they're facing us. So one front leg and one hind leg, and his face. So we're going to add an eye right here. This is that eye bump. And for some reason, I think the herbivores are more kind because they're not attacking. So I gave them a little smile like I did my other ones and a more rounded eye. Okay, so then the back leg is going to come off of this back part of the circle. And the front leg is going to be here.
Oh, there's my.
And then we'll do another back leg here and here. This leg probably should be a little thicker, this front leg. Now we're going to add some lines that are going to be where the plates go, and they go along the back You sort of want to space them out. And as high as your line is going to be how tall your spike is. Then all we're going to do to make these into spikes is sort of add a leaf shape around it. The snake can be in the water, if that's what you're asking. I'm sort of seeing just a little bit of the comments. Snake can be in the water. I think somebody asked if it was the snake is a carnivore. I did say that, but I believe it would eat the same things. There's snakes like small amphibians, fish, eggs, things like that. Then you're going to add a second layer of spikes, which you just see the top of them because they're behind. And they don't have to have that line. So those are sort of like on the other side. And then, of course, it would have the spikes on the tail. Like that. And you have your Stegosaurus. Like I said, I drew mine. I'm going to show you my final at the end. My Stegosaurus has, I made my Stegosaurus pink. That's what I was going to say. Yes, the snake eats small mammals as well. The snake can be in the water, but it doesn't have to be. I did not make mine in the water. I made it next to the water. Okay. Now, our last animal of the day. Okay, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right. This animal is extinct now, but it is the relative of the crocodile. So this is where crocodiles came from, and it is called the Protosuchus, if I'm saying it right. Protosuchus, and the name means first crocodile. So the Protosuchus could get to be about 3.5 feet long and 88 pounds. So not that big. When I think of crocodiles, at least, I think of them being these massive animals. But these were 3.5 feet and 88 pounds, so like a large dog. They have 5 clawed toes, so I'm not sure what a crocodile has. Maybe somebody knows that information. But 5 with claws on them, and a very powerful tail. The tail was used for defending itself. And it is a carnivore, so it eats small amphibians and fish and small mammals, kind of like a crocodile would eat today. They seem sort of vicious, so if I'm making the faces, this is what I would consider a mean one. Okay, so let's start. I like the kitty cat. Okay, let's start with let me say it right. Protosuchus. Okay, we're going to start with its head. And its snout is not as long as a crocodile. It's sort of more lizard-like with a pointed snout. Oops. Oh, I guess it's fine. And let's go ahead and give it an eye bump while we're here, and an eye bump on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole. It has a little tooth that comes out here. So more of a truncated head than a crocodile has. I'm going to hold it here for a minute because I know I did a whole bunch in the first step here. The different pictures I was looking at of this animal, they're more in the green and brown shades of coloring, sort of like darkish colors, like what a crocodile or alligator would be today. But when I made mine, I have to look at my final here, I made it, gave it some blue coloring, because why not? All right, now we're going to make the back that goes right into the tail. It's like it's one long line. So the back goes up and around, and then into a long tail. And then we're going to bring it back up, but not all the way. We're going to make the legs. And it has legs that held it up much higher than a crocodile. Crocodile pretty much just is on its belly, and then it has the legs that go off to the side and kind of pushes it along the ground and then helps it swim in the water. This had more legs like a lizard would. So we're going to add a back leg here. And like I said, the 5 toes, claws on them. And a front leg here. Clawed toes. And then a belly. Now again, I'm going to hold this here because I know I've done a lot of steps at once. Oops. All right, now we're going to add some back legs, or some legs that are far away from us. Let's see how I did it on my final. Okay. So we're going to add one here. One. And then sort of like a crocodile has like these sort of bumps or spikes, scales, so to speak, on its back. So we're going to add a ridge or a line of little spikes that go down its back. We're going to start about here where the head divots down. And just add a line of spikes like this, and then it kind of fizzles out to the tail. And then we're going to add a line down its back, and you sort of do the same thing. That. Then you have your Protosuchus. I have to look at it again. Now, like I said, I made mine blue just because it's fun. But you can make it any color you want. If you want it to be authentic, I guess, then it's sort of a green-brown combination. A snake sort of is, its body is almost a tail. But it doesn't have, this snake doesn't have like a rattler or anything on the end of its body of its tail. Right, one more minute, and then I'll get both my finals. All right, so my original, back on the scene again, because I added my Stegosaurus here. They added it, like I said, in the same plane as my other herbivore dinosaurs, so they can all kind of stay safe in there and eat their plants, their grasses, and their moss, and whatever that thing is that I said, the cycad or kai, probably cycad is how you pronounce it. And you can see, I was talking about color balance, you can see the pink and then the orange balance out the cool colors that sort of make a diamond of cool colors. And then my other scene, you can see I have my, oh gosh, now I'm going to not remember it again, Protosuchus up here on my sand area, sort of right next to the water, and my Titanoboa over here. You can see I sort of made it more dotted instead of those cool shapes I was making earlier, which I wish I had done. And then tomorrow when I show these, I'll have our last 3 animals, dinosaurs, in here, and then I'll have colored this all in to give it some more oomph. But I think I'm missing maybe something yellow, orange. Oh, I have some orange, yellow, and green. I have no green over here, so I'm going to need, well, my frog's green. It's hard to see. But I need more of a brighter green. So I'm just thinking about color balance and how I can add some different colors to my scene here so it looks even. All right. Oh, my buddy, he's right. I'm going to sneak up on him. I found him. Here he is, and Sam too. Sam coming to say hi to everybody. Yeah, Charlie's on there. Say hi, Charlie. And you guys say.
Where was they?
Just say hi, Charlie and Gabby. Oh, see, hatching dinosaurs. We just said that. All right, so tomorrow, like I said, we'll finish up. And I had a really good idea for next week. I know everybody's been asking about mythical creatures, dragons, unicorns, and griffins. And I do want to do all that. We are. But I also, if you've had me as a teacher, you may have noticed how much I love to do food art. So I think I'm going to make it a really interesting environment. I think I called it Deliciously Magical Mythological Forest. And so we're going to have the different animals, or different creatures, I should say, eating things. So I'll teach you how to draw not only a unicorn, but also how to draw, don't click on or teach you how to draw a cake or ice cream or something like that. So I just thought that would be a fun way and can really make a really fun environment, a little bit different than we've done. So that'll be really fun next week. And Hank, you could see, is about to fall asleep. He's so squishy. So Snuggle Pumpkin says bye and have an amazing day. Get outside if you can. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11. Bye.
Okay.